Hi, how's it going? This is Brennan. I really wish that the European Union and big tech, aka NPR, BBC, and the White House, and international security, Germany, England, the Pope, Apple Computer, Jeff Bezos, all of Hollywood, Bollywood as well. I hardly know anything about Nollywood. I think Mississippi Burning or Mississippi Marsala, it's actually called. Yeah, it's like Spike Lee. I only know a few. I don't know a lot. Okay, um, I know more Woody Allen movies because my parents just watched a lot of that. And, um, anyways, I am completely agreeable if you call my name and if it's in private. Okay, in public, I'm gonna freeze. You know that people like me, they become deranged to the extreme and have no opportunities. George Washington, none. Thomas Jefferson, his opportunities were so golden, so healthy. Look at his, compare George Washington's teeth and Thomas Jefferson's spaceship. It leads the slipperyest of slope because that is the original Epstein files right there. Okay. With a lifetime agreement, incidentally, okay, because vetted people, um, that happened, okay, someone, um, and, I pray for vetted people, not people who are anywhere, even half my age at all, but I do wish I had people who are good friends in Hollywood, I think, could really do that. And I'd love to do some writing for the, presentations, really, because I'd much rather have the script and do writing that's edited privately, respectfully, quietly, rationally, ideally, without a phone. It's just no. That's that. Hear that? That's the grinding of disaster as the world burns. Yeah, for sure. And the mobile phone is the guarantee that the world will burn. Okay, so that's why I really don't want to respond on a phone. I was writing everything on paper using the scientific method and researching everything. And then, all my notes were gone and my laptop and everything. And I could not get, you know, I explained everything and everyone was silent. People seem to be sincerely concerned. They won't say my name. That's an extreme threat to world peace, to the whole world. Okay, and I would rather sign a lifetime agreement than have anyone go out on a limb. Okay, and the British, the Germans, the Pope. I mentioned all this stuff. That's my sort of profile, if you will, where I can function on the highest level with big tech all over the place, in Hollywood all over the place. If I mention anyone's names, they're not going to mention my name. This is the problem. And the world will burn if you guys don't do that. And it's actually just contact me. You don't have to say it publicly. You just have to sort of contact me. The White House, I don't know, East Asia, I don't know if you ever wish you lived in a place where no one spoke English. I despise that idea. I understand Western European dialects of educated, civilized people. But that's about it. Okay, that's everyone else. I'd have to have a team of Western civilized, uh, educated people, and I would do all kinds of global uh, linguistic presentations. But because I think they're kind of important, even if they're very limited use. Um, I like to influence positive sort of development and quantify science. And okay, I'm telling you, across the board in Hollywood and else, and big technology, I'm the guy. I want to help you guys, but I cannot respond. I can't play a game if you won't say my name. That will destroy the world. And I would, okay, I'll say this infinitely. I want to sign a lifetime agreement, hang out in the cinema, the symphony, and hang out in your backyard and do awesome writing and, be invited to dinner, hear that dinner bell, and maybe see some of my own family. Not too much, but I want to, I want to reassure people. And my family, they know my name. They'll call it in a heartbeat if they're around. So if you're afraid, and I think that a lot of the most famous people, like the Rolling Stones and Bob Dylan, Springsteen, and all over that spectrum, they would love to, say, Brendan, come on, let's go. Scorsese and Spielberg would love to say my name, because if you don't say it, the world will burn. And if you say it and you say, come on, let's go, I assure you the world will be a totally different place. There might be some radical activities, but I'll address them with the experts. And I have a problem with random situations. That is the problem George Washington faces. And in private, you can guarantee perfection. And I want to do that. Okay, I want to help all the world be more rational and civilized. And I'll go all over the world, but and stay in one spot for sure. Okay, the forever home. That's Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. I don't know. I would print everything out if I was able to understand it. It would have to be printed out, especially AI. On my level, it's top secret and it's vitally important. And in a forever office with Hollywood, in the front yard or something like that, I would gladly do every sort of elegant attention that you guys need. I love that. But I didn't have your childhood. I didn't have that lucky, fracture in the family. If I had a big sister, my dad would have had a career. My parents would have split up. Everything would have been hunky-dory. And I didn't have that. George Washington didn't have that. And if you identify people like me and say, well, yeah, because he's intelligent, we need this guy to sign this lifetime contract, I agree completely. And Marvel and DC, and certainly the more I can do the mafia awesomely, and I can do I can do the past and the future. I love to do that. It's exhausting, but I love it. And the symphony and a little bit of blues, I can do it all. With with love, okay, and and UCLA and Santa Barbara and Miami and New York, and I would say the Midwest and Canada. But it's hard to find your inspiration sometimes, but I just in East Asia it's hard to find inspiration. But I'll gladly do any job. I just want people to contact me first and don't act like a smartphone is a remotely good idea, because they've never, 20 years ago, only after the Beijing Olympics was ready to go did this device appear. Before that, it was all about the spaceship and the sanctuary and the certainty, the navigational. Now we're all, lone wolves. And I'd rather be part of the pack and with the kittens, protecting the innocent, okay, and the global sort of security reality, okay, and all those people, all of big tech, okay. When I'm with rational people, and I my whole life, okay, you can see a few of them from my social media, but. Where I grew up in the worst part of America. They said literally that was the worst town, okay? Silicon Valley. And if I'm in a sweet spot and a happy home, you can guarantee everything. I will help you guys. You just have to give me a printout and let me sleep on it, and let's have dinner, and I'll perform that character. With pragmatism and Whatever people are actually looking for, I'll tune into that.